I did play away. Hi guys, and welcome to Froggy Day Crochet. I'm Erica, and I'm coming to you from beautiful South Carolina, where today's weather is currently 77 degrees. It is currently 77 degrees. So yeah, I got a lot done this week. A lot done. There were some things that I wanted to make, some things that were on my list. If you guys watched my yarn haul video last week from Premiere, you know that I got a lot of the couture home, and I wanted to use some of that, see how it worked up, so I could give my honest opinion on it. I did play away. Yeah, okay. I did play around with several patterns. One in particular was a poncho from Crystal at Bag O' Day Crochet. I want to say it was the newest one, but I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. I want to say that it was Bohemian Nights, but I know that is not the one. So, it was the one that she used Scarfy with, the most recent poncho that she uploaded. Having this particular yarn working for that pattern, with this being a bulkier weight than she suggested, I did have to play around with the beginning chain, and I had to figure out the stitch count, and I had to drop it down. The pattern itself looked fantastic in that yarn, but I did not like the drape of the yarn for that poncho, so I ended up frogging that. I may try it again with a different hook, and the reason I say that is because the bottom, it just didn't lay the way I wanted it to. But once I went with a different pattern and put a border around it, and you'll see what I'm talking about, it actually laid a little bit better. So my first thoughts about Couture Home by Premiere, once you start working with it, it is soft. It is a roving type yarn. And again, I thought I fixed my settings, but it looks like maybe not. Anyway, it is a roving type yarn. Once you work with it, it is, like I said, super soft, and it does frog very well. It does not get caught up on itself. So that was a plus in my eyes, because like I said, working with several different patterns to decide which route I wanted to go with this, because I really didn't want to make an Afghan with all the different colors that I got. I wanted some other options. So what I finally decided to do was the Danielle sweater from Sincerely Pam. Now, this is huge. Of course, I did not bring my notes in with me, but basically, because of the weight of the yarn and what the pattern calls for, I did go up to a P-hook, and I went with a size small medium, even though I normally go with the extra large. So this is going to be used not as a everyday sweater, but more like an overcoat, if you will. So yeah, I'm happy with how it came out. This is the front of it. So you have the V in the front. And then I have the sleeves on each side. I know it's huge, so I can't get it all in the camera at one time. And then at the bottom, let's see if I can show you. Let's see, it kind of goes up into that V there. It is worked from side to side, and so it's really easy. This pattern is really easy to customize. You just you can basically just kind of make your beginning chain the length that you want to cover yourself. So very happy with that. I like the way it came out. I like the colors of it. Now, like I said, I will tell you this is extremely heavy. And with me having no shoulders, the sleeves actually come to about right here on me, even though they look really short. So, like I said, this would be like an overcoat. I definitely would not need anything else with this. This probably is still going to be too thick, but I really liked it. So here at the bottom is what I was telling you about. Once you add the border, it lays really nice and flat. So I'm happy with that. It just wasn't laying nice on the poncho that I tried to do, so that's why I decided to frog that and go with this pattern. Now, I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the other yarn yet. Although my husband did ask me maybe to try to figure out something with the green and cream color that maybe he could use in his hunting blind, since it is hunting season. So I may come up with some sort of something that he can put around his legs or whatever. He was saying a sleeping bag, but I don't think a sleeping bag would work, because if he actually gets a deer, then he's going to be bound trying to get out of that bag. So anyway, so that was the first. I ended up using 3.5 of the Couture Home for that Danielle sweater in the smallest size with a P-hook. So I'm happy with that. Not sure, like I said, what I'm going to do next with that. So I did not count the half skeins. I'm not going to count these until I actually use them all, because with tracking the yardage, it's kind of hard to track just a half there. So with using these 3, that was 735 yards of the Couture Home and a half. So it's probably even less. There's probably even less than a half left. So I'm gonna say probably there's maybe 150 yards left, and just in case somebody wants to make that with this bulky yarn. So like I said, I'm gonna say that I roughly use 900 yards, but for my tracking sake, 735 more yards was taken off of my total for the month. So far that is 3,415 yards that I have used of yarn. Okay, now on Llama Mama Kayla's bingo card, she said to make, one of the blocks was to make a cover for your iPad. So I have a lot of this laying around, as you guys can see. All that up there. So I took one of these yellows. This is actually Stitch Studio by Nicole. You guys can't see it, it's up there. It's out of the screenshot. And this actually is a dust cover pattern, a dusting pattern from Jada and Stitches. So yeah, I made one for dusting and I made one to put my iPad in. So I did that. The yarn works up wonderfully. It's super soft. We all know that. I was not impressed with the way that it held up after washing. It did hold up, but the yarn itself got really matted and lost its life, so to speak. My son did use it after it was washed to dust his room. He did say that it worked fine. I just wasn't impressed with the way it looked. My husband also said, oh, that would make a super soft Afghan, which it would, but like I said, when it washed, I just didn't like it. Not a big fan of having to hand wash something this big. Would I try in the future? Maybe. Maybe it was just this particular yarn and not the Bernat. Okay, what else? So I got the sweater. I did 2 of the dust mitts. Used one as an iPad cover. Then I found a pattern. Let me find the big cover of it. Okay, so it's called the, there we go. So I figured out my settings. Anyway, this is called the Lacy Day Poncho. That is a picture of it. You guys know everything's backwards, so I always get my camera mixed up. It calls for 3 skeins of sheepy's yarn. Like I said, I'm using stuff from my stash. So I used about 1 1/4 of the Lion Brand Comfy Cotton. It is a lightweight number 3. They're 392 yards. Like I said, I used about 1 1/4. And this one was Flower Garden. It called for a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. And this is what I got. Now, I am short. So this is not nearly as long as the pattern says to do. The pattern goes through row, let's see. I got it all mixed up when I was trying to find the cover. The pattern goes through row 30 and I stopped at row 25. So I did stop 5 rows short. Like I said, because I am short, so, and no shoulders. So even though I stopped short, it's still the perfect size for me. It still comes halfway down my arms and covers my belly. So that's what I did with that. I'm happy with that. So yeah, that is what I have been up to this week, along with the mystery cowl from Llama Mama Kayla, which I am going to be doing in a separate video. So with this, like I said, I'm not adding the little bit of yarn that I used from this ball because it's so hard to judge the actual yardage. So adding another 392 yards, I have used 3,807 yards of yarn from my stash this week. So I'm happy about that. I feel like I got a lot accomplished this week. That sweater, like I said, the sweater, the two dust mitts, you know, one using as a iPhone cover or iPad cover, and then the Danielle sweater. So I'm happy. So the next thing I'm wanting to do is a poncho. I have a lot of yarn in my stash, as you guys know, a lot of cakes and stuff. So I seen a poncho that Rose from Rose Likes Crochet was wearing the other day. I think I might have enough to do that. I looked at the link that she provided for that poncho. I will actually link Rose's video in the description box so that you guys can see the poncho that I'm talking about. It's really, really pretty. I think, like I said, I have enough in my stash, but with me being so short, probably not gonna need a lot. I don't know. So that is a goal for this week. A poncho, another poncho. From there, I'll just see what happens. I've got some dishcloths that I need to make for Christmas. Yeah, so yeah, that poncho, like I said, is on my list. I'm probably gonna get ahead on some of the circles for the mystery loom knit along. But yeah, I think that is about all right now. I know it's a shorter video than normal, because like I said, I want to do the mystery loom knit along on a separate video. Even if it's only a 2 or 3 minute video, I do want to keep that separate so that if anybody wants to track my progress or just wants to jump in, you know, they won't have to go through a whole video to find the project. So, having said all of that, I will end this with, I want to thank all of my returning subscribers for your support. I want to thank all my new subscribers. And for those that are watching for the first time, if you feel so inclined, I would appreciate for you to hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you know the next time I upload a video. And until next time, guys, stay froggy. Bye-bye.